All right, so here's what we're presented with. You got Iraq, a total mess right now, right? You got oil prices that could be gushing, gas prices that soon could be surging even more than they have, and now Washington, D.C. looking at doubling the gas tax. Barney Keller says bad timing. He's with the Club for Growth. They're arguing that this is the best way, and a couple of Republicans are on board, to address our infrastructure needs. What do you think of that?
Neil, thank you so much for having me. Yeah, I guess, they've bailed out the Highway Trust Fund to the tune of $41 billion half a dozen times over the past 10 years. So I guess they decided that they were done bailing it out and they decided that tax increases were a good idea. I don't think there's any good timing to raise taxes on Americans, particularly the gas tax, which, as you know, Neil, is a really regressive tax. People who are driving to work, just regular Joes, they pay that tax the same as people who are driving their Mercedes to work. So
well, you know what, their
really
argument for it, and I always find this interesting, says, well, we haven't touched it in close to 20 years, so we're due. My argument is, even if you're open to the goal of the money raised here to go to infrastructure, you have to ask yourself, well, what about the $120 billion plus we provide each year through gas taxes, tolls, fees, surtaxes, other things that are supposedly going to fixing our roads and bridges? Not, clearly. That's very clear. So why compound the sin?
Well, it's really interesting because, they call this political courage to throw more money into a black hole, and you hit the nail on the head. We do spend a ton of money on infrastructure. It's the way that we do it that's broken. The system that we have right now is Washington takes money from a state like Tennessee, brings it up to Washington, and then sends it back to Tennessee. Why shouldn't Tennessee just be in charge of its own infrastructure projects? What we've advocated for, and Senator Mike Lee and Congressman Tom Graves of Georgia have a bill to do, is to devolve the gas tax from the federal level to the states. Because we believe at local control, there'll be more efficiency, more accountability, and taxpayers win, roads still get built.
Well,
the
not
argument
necessarily.
Is that
you might just have more localized thieves there, but I do see the wisdom of that.
Yeah.
What I wonder about, though, is we have not adequately accounted for all the money we're spending right now. And I know there is this clarion push, spend more money on fixing roads and bridges. I could well understand that we need to do that. But I'm just not sure that throwing more money at it is going to do it, because if Washington is controlling that money and just parceling it out, there is no way to tell it's going to go to a lockbox for just bridges and all the like. So there's got to be a better solution.
Right, and again, I think that devolving the gas tax to the states would be a much better solution than the current one. Each state could set their own gas tax and fund their own infrastructure projects.
But doesn't that really require them to do just what they say they're going to do? Just for that, just for roads and bridges.
Well, it's far better than the current system we have, where we just send the money up to the federal government. This is going to be a real test for the Republican leadership, I got to tell you. One of Kevin McCarthy's first jobs is going to be to decide how to handle the bankruptcy of the Highway Trust Fund that's going to occur in August. And I think groups like us and the American people are going to be looking to hold them accountable. No more bailouts, no more tax increases. Let's do some real reform that ends this broken system.
Yeah.
I think local control is a better idea than what we have now.
Well, it's better than what we have now. But thank you very much for Barney Keller. The fact of the matter is, folks, as Barney pointed out here, it is not brave to throw more money at a problem. It is very brave to say, hey, wait a minute, that is the problem.